Hi, this is Cole for Radio Times Gaming, and you're watching the Radio Times review of Astro Bot. Let's get to it. Astro Bot, the cutesy little blue and white robot, seems to have become PlayStation's official mascot in recent years. He debuted in Astro Bot Rescue Mission, a 2018 PSVR game where you guide the adorable bot through a variety of imaginative platforming levels on a quest to collect his equally adorable little friends around the galaxy. Then, in 2020, it was quite a meteoric rise for Astro Bot. His next game, Astro's Playroom, was provided for free to every single PS5 owner, helping them to get to grips with the new console's many upgrades. Suddenly, Astro Bot was something of a household name. In 2020's Astro's Playroom, surrounded by relics from PlayStation's hardware history, you guide the adorable bot through a variety of imaginative platforming levels on a quest to collect his equally adorable little friends around the galaxy. With both of his previous games being pretty much universally beloved, Sony has tasked the developers from Team Asobi with crafting Astro Bot's biggest adventure yet. But is it the best one? We'd say yes. It's certainly the most complete feeling entry in the franchise, but it's not without its flaws. In terms of the basic setup, there's no prizes for guessing that you guide the adorable bot through a variety of imaginative platforming levels on a quest to collect his equally adorable little friends around the galaxy. Third time around, we should say up front that the shtick is starting to feel less overwhelmingly joyously surprising and more like a nice little treat that you knew was coming. And with so little story to cling onto, the game has no real voice acting, the villain is a bland gargling alien and the main quest is the exact same as the previous two games, it is hard to form an emotional attachment to Astro Bot. Story is rarely the main attraction in a platformer, of course, but it is particularly light here. This time around, those collectibles are largely geared around PlayStation software history, though we've been asked not to spoil too many of the surprises on that front. One example that has been confirmed ahead of time is that Kratos from God of War is in the game, in bot form, so that gives you an idea of what to expect. Some of these cameos feel like really fun moments, celebratory high fives for the fans who all love these characters and will be happy to see them pop up. Other cameos, however, leave less of a pleasant aftertaste. When you see a character rolled out here, even though Sony hasn't used them for years and seemingly has no plans to bring them back for a new game on their own, it does feel a little odd to try and high-five those particular fans. There are also characters in here that, while you might remember playing their classic games on PlayStation consoles back in the day, aren't owned by Sony at all. If you're the type of player that keeps track of industry acquisitions, this can also be a bit distracting, and it does somewhat make the game's overall pitch a bit less clear. Is this a celebration of PlayStation or just gaming in general? Astro Bot's saving grace, thankfully, is its gameplay. If you're a fan of platformers, you'll find some great examples of it here. There are a wide variety of enemies to navigate and skills to master as you gallivant around the galaxy collecting gaming icons. With both of Astro's previous games being pretty short, it's so welcome to have a wider galaxy to explore here. There are different nebulas you can visit, each of which will have multiple levels and a big boss battle at the end, which can be quite challenging. There are also hidden levels and mini challenges to uncover as you go. It's hard to stress in words quite how fun the gameplay can be here. If you've ever enjoyed a Crash Bandicoot or a Spyro game, this is the modern version of that, with heaps of imagination being poured into the level design. My only qualm with the gameplay, or suggestion for the next game, is that it would be cool to have more than one gameplay mechanic with you at a time. Swapping between them would be next level stuff. The graphics are impressive, it's worth mentioning, with some really lovely vistas. The game also makes great use of the DualSense controller features, and the music is really best in class stuff, with original electropop anthems playing all the time. The lyrics are often packed with jokes too. If you played Astro's previous two games, you might notice some returning mechanics and reused ideas, but there's so much else here, so much additional content that you'll soon get over any grumbles about that. The joy you feel when you master a platforming segment or overcome a tricky boss is exactly what the doctor ordered. It's also nice to see a game so focused on joy. In an age where many games opt for mature themes, tragic deaths and grim dystopias, this is a reminder that gaming can also pull your heartstrings in a happy direction. The game does have an overall vibe of corporate synergy, but make it cute. But it's hard to complain too much when you're having this much fun. With all that in mind, our gaming editor, Rob Leane, who wrote this review, is awarding the game 4 stars. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe to the Radio Times Gaming YouTube channel. We'll see you next time.